Good afternoon, everyone. Today's presentation, we will learn about pathogens attack plants using growth regulator. First of all, before we go into the material, let me introduce you to the member of Group 3. So first there is Ahmad Fadoli, and second Farhan Anka Arafif, third Randita Kusuma, fourth Nurul Handayani, 5 Stefania Neriarstita, 6 Amanda Kurniawati, and 7 Tukia Risang. To the material now.
Preliminary definition of growth regulatory substance. Growth regulatory substance started from the concept of plant hormones or phytohormones, which are plant organic compounds in low concentration affecting plant physiological processes. Roles of growth regulatory substance. Growth regulators play an important role in controlling biological processes in plant tissues. First, set the growth speed of each network. Second, integrating this part to produce the shape. Definition of pathogen. Pathogens are living organisms that are mostly micro and capable of causing disease in plants. These microorganisms include fungi or mushroom, bacteria, viruses, mycoplasma, nematodes, spiroplasma, and rickettsia.
So the second slide is about important regulatory substance for plants. First is auxin. The location is apical meristem, the tip of the shoots. Young leaf and embryos contained in seeds. The functions: first, stimulate the process of cell elongation or growth. Second, from adventitious roots. Third, inhibit fruit loss and stimulate leaf loss or abscission. Fourth, helps the process of formation of seedless fruit or patriocarpy. And this last is promote the formation of roots, fibers, and lateral roots. And the second is gibberellins. Location of this regulatory substance is apical meristem in shoot types and root, embryos, and young leaf. The function of gibberellin is first, increase plant height. Second is reducing ripening and ripening. Third, improve the disposal process. Fourth, break dormancy. And the last is increase auxin levels.
Number 3 is cytokinins. The location in the embryo, roots, and fruit. Cytokinins will usually move from the roots to other organs in the plant. The function of cytokinins: the first, promote cell division, cytokinesis, and cell differentiation. Second, regulates apical dominance, anti-aging effect, stimulates cell enlargement in the cotyledons, and the last, stimulates chloroplast development and chlorophyll synthesis. And the next is ethylene. The location of ethylene is ripe fruit. Ripe, the buds on the stems and leaves are senescent or aging. The function of ethylene is: the first, stimulates fruit ripening. Second, stimulates abscission. Third, being inhibitor in the process of elongation of roots and stems in several plant species. Fourth, stimulates growth isodiametrically rather than longitudinally. And the last is supports the formation of adventitious roots and root hairs.
Next is roles of pathogens in regulatory substance. Growth regulators can be produced in two ways, namely by direct interaction between microbes and plants, and indirectly through pathogen control activities. Bacteria that develop and colonize around the root rhizosphere or rhizosphere level or intracellularly endophytic level and stimulate plant growth are called PGPR, or plant growth promoting rhizobacteria. These microorganisms live in colonies around plant roots, which can help stimulate plant growth and increase plant resistance to pathogenic fungi.
GPR are plant growth promoting rhizobacterial function in increasing plant growth. The first, as a growth promoter or biostimulant by regulating the concentration of various growth regulators or phytohormones, such as IAA, gibberellins, cytokinins, and ethylene around the roots. Second, as a nutrient provider of biofertilizer by fixing the blend from the air and dissolving the nutrients bound in the soil. Third, to control cell-derived pathogens of bioprotectants by producing antipathogenic compounds such as cetropores, cetaceans, and cyanide. The roles of PGBR bacteria, there are directly and indirectly. For directly, the first, produce phytohormones such as IAA, gibberellins, or cytokinins. Second, increase enzyme activity such as protease, cellulase, and catalase. Third, dissolving minerals such as phosphates. For indirectly, the first, bacteria are able to prevent pathogens by producing cyanide acids and cetropores. Second, can produce SCC diaminase for hormone formation. And the last, some bacteria and types of growth regulators produce. Next. Some bacteria and types of growth regulators produce. The first, AA, such as Aeromonas veronil, Bradyrhizobium sp, Pseudomonas acidophorans, Enterobacter clesei, and Rhizobium leguminosarum. Second, SCC diaminase, such as Alcaligens sp, Bacillus pumilus, Enterobacter clesei, Pseudomonas cepacia, and Variophorax paradoxus. Third, gibberellins, such as Bacillus sp. And the last, cytokinins, such as Tanibacillus polymyxa, Pseudomonas fluorescens, and Rhizobium leguminosarum.
Effect of pathogenic infection on CPT. Growth regulator produced by pathogen can cause instability of certain hormone level in plants. The imbalance of the hormonal system in plants causes plant to experience abnormal growth or stunting, resetting, overgrowth, many roots malformation, leaf loss, suppression of shoot growth, and other. For example, Plasmodiopora brassiae that attacks cabbage can increase IAA in plants, where IAA is one type of auxin. Excess auxin in cabbage will trigger abnormal growth in a number of apical parts of the cabbage plant, one of which is the root. Plasmodiopora brassicae will cause abnormal growth of roots, so that cabbage root will swell and result in inhibition of water and nutrient absorption. It can be concluded that the administration of the same growth regulatory substance, but with different concentration, causes different effect on one target cell, and administration of growth regulatory substance with a certain concentration can have different effect on different target cell.
Now it's control. Exclusion of pathogen is to prevent the entry of pathogens into a curtained area by carrying out quarantine and inspections. And second, eradication is by destroying or reducing the number of pathogens in an area. And third is protection of vulnerable plants by using pesticide, both organic and chemical. And last, plant resistance using genetic engineering, development of hybrid plants, plant breeding programs, and selection of plant varieties. Actually, the prevention and solution are the same for controlling other disease. However, that needs special attention is to pay attention to the content of growth regulator in the plant body by regulation growth regulator in the plant body. Additional growth regulators give into the plant body before the action. Observe the condition of the plant. Then observation that made on environmental condition, namely temperature, water, and sunlight. That affects the effectiveness of giving growth regulators. We can add the growth regulators on plant when they are healthy and in a supportive environment. The recommended dose is not too high. That better to give growth regulators a little bit by observing and seeing the need according to previous studies. Furthermore, plants get treated and intensively. For the examples of growth regulatory substance setting, the application of cytokinin before or immediately after virus inoculation can reduce the number of infection and suppress virus multiplication in infect plants. Next. For the examples, control by eradication, Ralstonia solanacearum. Infection in bananas by increasing ethylene in the plant in proportion to the premature yellowing of the leaves. We can choose eradication control by destroying diseased plants and banana plants around them. Then use regular observation to see if there are sick plants that grow back. We can kill them again. Next.
So that's the end of our presentation. Thank you for your attention.